Cecilia, go back to the chip table and claim your copy of Your Body in Balance, the new science of food, hormones, and health. I've been involved in this whole food plant-based movement for 40 years. I read the book. There were things in there I had no idea were affecting us the way they are, especially depression, mental illness, and emotional illness. I encourage you, buy the book. Dr. Barnard is signing them over there. And if I pull your card out of the book, you won one. The next one, Tanya Matos. I know Tanya very well. Where are you, Tanya? You just won a book. Go back to the chip table and claim your book. And the last one is Judy Chase, C-H-A-S-E. Go back to the chip table and claim your book by Dr. Barnard and then have him sign it for you.
Thank you, Kathy. If you don't know who that lady is, Kathy Randall is the lady that was responsible for bringing CHIP to many places in Southwest Florida, including Lee Health, which is the organization that I work for the past 26 years. So I definitely shout out to Kathy for everything that she's done and really being a champion for healthy living and lifestyle medicine and all. So thank you, Kathy. So you've had a great day so far. Jessica Porter, Marcus Watts, Dr. Sherzai, Alex and Sophia Sherzai, Dr. Clapper, and I get to introduce our last speaker. But if you've learned something today, stand up. You all better stand up. I can't believe I just said y'all. I'm from New York. We don't say y'all in New York. All right, very good. Very good, I'm glad. I want you to really make sure that you take this information that you learned today and share it with 100 people so that next year when we have our 2021 Veg Fest, we have 25,000 people. Last year we had 16,000. Today I'm sure that we reached that number again. If you haven't visited all the food vendors on the outside, the kids zone in the back, the cooking demos, there's so much going on today. So really take time to talk to as many people as you can and really spread the word. So Dr. Barnard's been signing books, and I get the honor of introducing him. Dr. Neal Barnard is the adjunct professor of medicine at George Washington University School of Medicine in Washington, D.C. He's the president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Now, if you don't know this organization, you really need to know this organization. One of the things that I really love is they put out a magazine called Good Medicine, and I'm really trying to get more of our physicians to read this magazine because there are so many scientific little blurbs in there and articles and short stories on how the science of nutrition has affected health of humans, of the planet, of the animals, and Dr. Barnard is a major advocate for compassion to animals. Anybody have animals here? Anybody have a pet? Stand up if you have a pet. Stand up if you have a pet. That's it? The rest of you are lying. You don't want to stand up. Okay. So if you have an animal, I want you to think about this. Would you ever go into your house and kick your animal or not feed them or confine them in a particular way for hours and days on end? I want you to really think about what happens in the agribusiness to the animals and how uncompassionate we are. And I think Alex Sherzai mentioned, just because we're a dominant race does not give us the right to dominate over animals or anybody else. So we really have to think about that. When you're going to get your next meal, think about all the reasons why you're choosing the food that you're choosing. And choose food that's healthy for you, that's healthy for the animals, and that's healthy for the planet. And Dr. Clapper did a fabulous job of explaining why all of that's important. So Dr. Barnard has led numerous research studies investigating the effects of diet on diabetes, body weight, and chronic pain. And I've been doing general medicine for 25 years, and I can tell you there is no better medicine to take care of these chronic problems than food. Food is absolutely the medicine that we need, and we should be using it every single day with every single meal. And if your physician does not know about this, he or she really needs to wake up and really understand the value of food as medicine. Dr. Barnard's work includes groundbreaking research on dietary interventions in diabetes, which was funded by the National Institutes of Health, and he paved the way for viewing type 2 diabetes as potentially reversible. You know, it's really interesting to see that a lot of people believe that diabetes and heart disease and so many other chronic illnesses are not reversible, and they absolutely are. They're treatable, they're reversible, and most importantly, they're preventable. So these are not illnesses that come with age, they come with bad lifestyle, and Dr. Barnard will talk more about that. He's authored about 90 scientific publications, 20 books. If you haven't bought a book today, shame on you, because there's a whole bunch of them over there that we have to sell to give people more education on plant-based living. He's the editor-in-chief of Nutrition's Guide for Clinicians, a textbook made available to all U.S. medical students. Dr. Clapper mentioned why it's so important for the medical students to learn that the first prescription that they should be writing is for food. So we really need to teach our medical students and our residents how to really approach health. Dr. Barnard, as the president of PCRM, has led programs advocating for preventive medicine, good nutrition, and higher ethical standards in research. His research contributed to the acceptance of plant-based diets and the dietary guidelines for Americans. Read those guidelines with speculation, because obviously the people that support and pay for the guidelines to be made have sometimes a different vested interest. So look at the science, because that's really what matters. In 2015, Dr. Barnard was named the Fellow of the American College of Cardiology. In 2016, he founded the Barnard Medical Center in Washington, which is a model for making nutrition a routine part of medical care. This should be something that your health care provider talks to you about every visit. Far more fulfilling to him than his current practice, he focuses on health-promoting food and lifestyle choices to help people stay out of the hospital. That really should be the goal, to stay out of the hospital and be healthy, staying off the operating table. Dr. Barnard has authored numerous articles on plant-based nutrition and is authoring another book on plant-based medicine in the clinical setting to arrest and reverse disease. I'm running out of wind up here telling you all the great things that he's done. So without further ado, Dr. Neal Barnard.
Hi everybody. Are you having a good day so far? Before we go further, I want to say a big thank you to my friend Dr. Sal for everything that he has done, not only here in Florida, but for people around the world. Can we give a hand for Dr. Sal? Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I promised Dr. Sal that I was going to talk all about the environment and the animals and then health, but after I heard Michael Clapper's talk, I thought that nobody could do a better job about talking about the environment than Michael just did. So you're all experts on that, and I want to skip ahead and talk about what happens in your body, if you don't mind. Okay, I was sitting at my desk one day, and the phone rang, and it was a young woman who said, "I can't get out of bed. I need your help." I thought, what's the matter? Now, many women have menstrual cramps, but for maybe 1 in 10, they're off the scale, I'm not going to be able to work today type painful. And she said, I have a business trip, I need to get on a plane tomorrow, but I'm just miserable, I can't function. And I thought, well, I can give you painkillers for a couple of days. But how does that prevent this from happening next month and next month and next month? So I suggested something to her that I don't think any doctor had ever suggested to a young woman for menstrual cramps before. I said, let's do this. Oh, I'm sorry, this is her. I suggested 2 things. I said, how about this? For the next 4 weeks, no animal products at all, and also keep oils really to a bare minimum. And so this means all kinds of healthy food, but it would all be vegan. And she said, well, I don't know, I'll try it. She called me back 4 weeks later, and she said, this is amazing. My period arrived with no symptoms whatsoever. And the next month and the next month, she was cured, unless she would deviate from the diet. It was a lot of greasy stuff. And so I thought, okay, in a minute I'll tell you why I thought that might help. But first, I thought that was important to show for one person, but I decided to work with Georgetown University Medical Center, with the Department of OBGYN, with a large group of women who all had the same problem, to see what would happen. So we brought in a group of women. Half of them started a plant-based diet. The other half started a supplement that was really a dummy pill, like a placebo. And after 2 months, they switched, and the diet people started the supplement, and the supplement people started the diet. And it worked. It changed their pain, it changed their PMS, it made them feel dramatically better. Now the effect was different from one person to the next, but overall it had a very significant result, and it was published in the journal Obstetrics and Gynecology. So in the course of this study, we asked all of the women not to use any hormone medication, including birth control pills, because we were studying the effects of diet on their hormones, so if they were taking a hormone medication, that would goof up the study. So we said, please don't use any birth control pills or anything like that in the study. If you're sexually active, use some other kind of contraception. One of the women in this study said, don't worry about me. My husband and I gave up the idea of having a baby a long time ago. We both were evaluated. It's not him, it's me. I'm infertile. I don't ovulate. So don't worry, we don't use birth control of any kind. The second month, oh, I'm sorry. You haven't been able to hear anything I've said. Could you do me a favor? Could you turn it up? Just turn it up.
We got you.
You could hear me. Was it loud enough?
Yes.
Is it too loud?
No.
Okay. From 0 to 10, where 7 is the loudest, how loud was it? Okay, just kidding you. Okay. All right. So